Hi, I'm Johnny Parker, and this is Allotmenty, the channel where you can follow me as I resurrect an old allotment plot and bring it back from the dead. Today it's the 2nd of March, and last week we had some fantastic weather. It was completely unseasonal for February. Here on Wirral, it was like the Mersey Riviera, and I was kind of stripped down to my t-shirts working on the plot. Today it's a little bit cooler, and we're expecting a storm tomorrow, so I'm going to get busy and see if I can sow some peas today. What I'm going to do is plant these, which are Wilko's Early Onward. It says you can sow them from February to May and harvest May to August. It says that they're a second early variety which produces well-filled, blunt-ended pods of tasty plump peas. Well, that sounds pretty good. So I'm going to be giving this a go, and hopefully they'll be ready. Well, I'm not too sure when they'll be ready, but if I plant them now, beginning of March, they might be ready in May sometime, because I'm fairly close to the beginning of the season for sowing them. The last couple of weeks I've been putting in some rhubarb and some broad beans and then onions in this section closest to me. This time I'm going to clear another 2 metre by 3 metre section, and I'm going to sow the peas under the weedproof membrane just like I did for the others, but this time instead of cutting individual holes, I'm going to cut a big long slit and sow them sort of en masse. And hopefully, I think with peas density is good really, because you don't get that many out of a single plant. It's not going to fill a plate up, so you really got to sow lots of them. And I'm hoping that if I can get like a whole packet's worth done in one 3 metre by 2 metre plot, that's going to give me a load of peas for the dinner table. So let's get busy. So it's a couple of days later, and I had to stop filming because the time lapse used up all my battery, which is a schoolboy error. I know, I'll work it out next time. But I managed to get them all in, and this is what it looks like. So what I did was I cut slits about 2 foot long, and I repeated those with a gap of about 5 or 6 inches in between them, because I didn't want to do a slit all the way down, because as you can see the breeze is getting underneath that now, and if it was cut all the way down it would really start to flap. So having a little bit of a bit in between your slits where you don't cut it stops it from flapping around too much. I also put a little bit more manure on the top of the slits over the peas, and this has helped to keep the edges down. Unfortunately it didn't work so well with my onions, which seem to have popped up. I probably needed to put more manure over the tops of the cuts, and the same goes for the broad beans. We had storm Freya over the weekend, we had some pretty strong winds, and as you can see it's popped up some of the cuts and it's frayed them a little bit. I'm not too bothered, because in the long run I know that this is going to save me a whole ton of time in weeding, and not just this season either, but for several seasons to come, because this weed-proof membrane does last for ages. On my last plot I had it down covering up a big area with beds on top of it, and that's lasted for like 6 or 7 years so far, and it's still going strong. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some support in for the peas, and I did have a little bit of think about some orange mesh that I've got in the shed, but it's a bit too big really. So I'm going to take a tip off one of the other allotment tiers, and I'm going to use some of these raspberry canes when I've pruned them down, and I'm going to pop those in the slits so that the peas can grow up them and have a little bit of support. So this is probably the next job, is to prune these raspberries, because they're starting to bud now, and I really need to get them pruned and cut the grass around them. So that's going to be the next job. If you like this video and you want to see some more, then like and subscribe to Allotment Tea, and keep track of the forthcoming episodes as I try to resurrect an old allotment and bring it back to life. I'm Johnny Parker. Thanks for watching.